My grandma was the oldest of 4 children and was born and raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Her family life was filled with love and not material things or fancy travel. My grandma's mom somehow found the money to pay for my grandma to dance. She was an amazing dancer and an acrobat and was the center of many recitals, including one aboard a U.S. battleship for our troops. When World War II broke out, my grandma worked for our Air Force, sending materials and parts to the European front. When we defeated Germany, the Air Force made my grandma travel on a train across the U.S. to San Francisco so she could work on supplies for the war against Japan. She did that for a few weeks, and then 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Japan. This forced an end to the war. My grandma was there when there was a historic celebration on the streets of San Francisco. She quickly found a bus back to New Jersey. Grandma married Tom, my grandfather, who just returned from the war. He was in the Army and survived the Battle of the Bulge. They had 6 children. The eldest sadly passed away as a newborn, but was seen as the angel of the family. Grandma was amazing with money and somehow managed to feed such a huge household with limited resources. Grandma did not begin work again until her youngest of 5 children was born. At first, she helped college graduates attain their first jobs of their career at an employment agency. She next took a position as an executive secretary at Gallo Wines. While working at Gallo, she obtained her real estate license to help pay for her children's college tuition. She'd work all day at Gallo and many evenings and weekends selling homes throughout Union, New Jersey. In the words of my father, Matthew, my grandma's youngest son, Eleanor was totally selfless. She did not spend money on herself. It was all about making sure her children received a college education. This was so important to her because even though she was a scholar and the top of her class in high school, she did not have the money needed to pursue a college degree. For fun, my grandma was an avid reader and loved improving her artistic skills by attending painting seminars. She produced beautiful paintings that are displayed in each of her children's homes. She also loved to knit and crochet and produced so many beautiful blankets, hats, and sweaters for her grandchildren to keep them warm in the winter. My grandma has 16 grandchildren and 9 great-grandchildren who she loves and adores. She especially loves spending time with her grandchildren and sharing stories about her life experiences. My grandma cherishes every moment spent with family and friends. When we would visit, she would dread it when it was time to leave. She loves company and spending time with people. When my grandma was younger and therefore more physically fit, she'd pretend to chase after our car a few houses down the street while my dad drove slowly. She would then pretend to give up and would wave and smile at us, telling us to come back soon. This always made me laugh as a 5-year-old, and I never wanted to leave. Unfortunately, my grandma had a heart attack in October 2018. She was admitted to the hospital and had her blood and kidney levels constantly checked and monitored. It was devastating for her and her family, and it was hard to even have a conversation with her over the phone when I was in college. She sounded weak and just speaking was difficult for her. Despite her physical condition, she loved having family over for visits. She was still sharp and witty as usual. She was happy to finally leave the hospital after 2 months when her levels improved significantly. Now that my grandma is home, she currently has a live-in nurse to stay with her in case of an emergency. The live-in nurse prepares meals, makes sure she is taking her medicine, and is there for company. My grandma is strong and has a lot of willpower. She wants to be there for all of our special moments and be there to support us, such as my cousin's wedding that's coming up in July 2019. My grandma loves not only sharing her own experiences, but listening to ours. She has made such a difference in the lives around her. She cares unconditionally for her family and continues to provide us advice and care. My grandma is loving, supportive, selfless, and inspirational.